Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each week, we try to bring you these messages of love and faith. Hopefully, you tell your friends about it, and I thank all of you that listen. This week, we're going to have an Archangel, Archangel Metatron. We've had him before. He always brings a good message, and I'm sure today's going to be no exception. So, the Archangel is here. We've been chatting, so let us begin. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank you for listening. Now, many people would think there's no way you could ever speak with an archangel, but there's many people that just simply don't understand. Angels are everywhere. They're all around you. When you speak to them, they hear you. When you pray to us, we hear you. So, why isn't it possible that we can't speak to you? Well, some of you out there can hear us, but most of you can't. What it really comes down to is a matter of belief. Belief in God, belief in angels, belief in all of the wonderful things that take place around you. You see, if you don't believe, then you miss out on all these wonderful things. When you don't believe, you don't ask. When you don't ask us, quite often you don't receive. Now, we might hang in there with you and try to give you answers in your dreams, or maybe even have an angel come to you that you don't realize is an angel. We interact in many ways. We are only agents of good. There's no such thing as an evil angel. That is something the ancients made up. When they decided that they were going to start writing it, there are angels that are evil. We kind of, well, if we'd had heads, we would have shook them. Angels, they mean nothing but love to you. They want to help you find your path. They want you to find happiness. They want you to show love to others. All of our messages are the same. I know many of you that listen each week, they think these messages are very similar. Well, sadly, they are very similar because God's message is very simple. A simple message, you can only speak so many different ways. He's told you that on Wednesday mornings. We've heard him say it. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's the only key you really need to have a happy life. Because then you will treat others well. Because you want to be treated well. You don't want people to swear at you, so then don't swear at them. Don't gossip behind their backs. Do you like it when people talk about you behind your back? No. So you see really how simple it becomes. A human life can be very simple, but humans go out of their way to complicate it in so many different ways. They decide they're going to hate somebody. Well, do you want to be hated? No, I don't think so. But if you hate someone, then that uses up your positive energies. That allows the evil energies to come through. How do you expect to be happy if your life is controlled by evil energies? You see how simple all this is? Humans, when we make up these life plans over here, they're fairly simple. Do this, do that. You'll meet your soulmate, get married, have family, raise your children to know God, live a good life. Your time of passing will come and everything will be great. Doesn't that sound simple? It is. I know that many of you out there doubt. You have doubts about yourself. You have doubts about what happens when you pass. You have doubts about many things, and those doubts lead to negativities and fear. Have no fear about your time of passing. We all tell you the same thing. If you've lived according to God's rules, then it's going to be the greatest day of your life. If you didn't, it's still not going to be. And now I'm assuming that you didn't go out and do just terrible, absolute terrible things. Because if you did, then you are going to be demoted when you go to the other side. But in most cases, everything that you did is forgivable. If you talked against God, you're going to pay a price for that. Probably sent back a realm or two in heaven. But you always have the chance to recover. Your guides will give you future lifetimes that will make up for the stupid things you did in this life. You all do stupid things. God wants nothing more than to forgive. We don't, I mean, we pass judgment. Yeah, we try to tell the guides what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. But we don't pass judgment. You see, we just simply try to guide. We try to help. We want you to make all of your own decisions. When you pray to us for help, sometimes that help will lead you astray from your life plan. It's a difficult concept to realize that you chose to suffer. Every human life includes suffering. Every human life includes grief. That's the way God wants it. He wants the human to be challenged. He wants the human to know that when you rely on God, things are a lot better. Grief is probably the toughest example. It's horrible. We watch, we try to help, we try to comfort. But when you lose a loved one, it's hard. Many think it's impossible. All the time we see people that want to give up because they lose someone that's very close to them. That's a total mistake. Losing a loved one that is close to you should allow you to strengthen. You need to overcome the grief and you need to go on with your life. Each individual has a separate life. Yes, your life becomes intertwined with others. You have great love for your family, for your children. But you know from not from day one because you're an infant, but you will learn as you grow up that everyone is going to pass. That's the way God wants it. He wants you to come home and, shall we say, fill up your gas tank, renew, get a new path, find out what you need to show your love for Him and to live a better life. Wouldn't it be wonderful if each time a human came back, they actually lived a better life? They had a chance to. Anybody can live a good life. Anybody can help others. Anybody can show love. Every human has that spark of God in their heart. That spark can lead to a great light. If you follow that spark, you'll follow the light of God. Evil is darkness. You hear that often, probably every week here. Why would you want to live in darkness when you can live in light? Until you try to follow God, you won't understand what true happiness is. True happiness is when you're helping others. When you're helping others, you're helping yourself. When you're helping yourself, you're eliminating doubts. And when you're eliminating doubts, you're assuring that you won't fear your passing. Think of helping others as laying the foundation to happiness. A strong foundation is critical to building a great structure. Think about how you live your life as building a great structure. You lay the foundation. Once that foundation of believing in God is laid, then it is much easier to construct. You see, there's no materials needed to build the great structure of your life. You're provided with everything you need. You have a heart, and that heart has the spark of God. What more could you want? He could have sent you back with nothing. He could have sent you back without knowing that there's a basic good in everyone. You have to look for that good. Now, sometimes people hide that good deep within themselves, and it's hard to find. It's there. It's just a matter of that person wanting to bring out that spark of good. Open your heart. It's not hard. When you look at a flower, what do you think? You should think, God really created something wonderful there. He created that flower. There are so many miracles around you if you just open your mind to understand them. The hummingbird. Look how small that thing is. Yet it migrates thousands and thousands of miles and returns to the exact same spot. Humans can't do that. Try it. Walk into the woods. Now, not a big woods because you're probably going to get lost, but walk into a woods where you can't see anything. Turn around in circles. And then ask yourself, how did you come in here? Very difficult. But that little hummingbird, it can go those thousands of miles and come back to the same spot and know exactly where it is. So you see, even the smallest of God's creatures are capable of the most incredible miracles. And that is because God willed it. There's no other reason. Look at a newborn baby. From 2 cells come billions and billions. Look at a mirror. You came from a single cell. You can't duplicate it. Humans will never duplicate it because only God can do it. If you have that great faith in God, then you can do miraculous things. You might even be able to do what a hummingbird can do and find your way out of the woods. So you see, it doesn't have to be complicated. All you have to do is look around you, see and understand the miracles, and give credit where credit's due. God created it. Humans didn't. God created so many things billions of years before he even thought about creating humans. Go out into the night sky and look around you. Look at the incredible galaxy in which you live. God created that. He created the minute hummingbird, and he created the galaxy. And somewhere in between there are humans. Humans need to simply lay the foundation, build the structure on that foundation, and that foundation is love. Foundation is helping others and believing in God. So I hope that I haven't bored you too much today. I said a lot of things that other spirits have said on here. I hope I presented it in a little different way. Think about comparing a hummingbird and the galaxy. It is astounding what lays in between those two. So I know that God listens to these little talks that we give. I know that He's going to bless every one of you. He does that all the time. Appreciate it. Make that part of your foundation. So thank you. And if you invite me back again, I would be more than happy to come back. Thank you, Metatron. That lived up to expectation. A hummingbird in the galaxy. You're right, buddy. There's a lot in between there. So thank you. Thank you for listening, everyone. Please tell your friends. We try so hard to bring these messages to you. I know that many of you listen, but we would be so happy if more did as well. So thank you. Have a wonderful Sunday. Spring's coming. The snow's finally left out here. Can't believe it, but it's another God's miracles. So goodbye. We'll be back again next week. Please tell your friends.